back inside. She's been outside for like 10 minutes now, which I know isn't that long, but she's not usually up there that long. There she goes. Okay. She's like, I have to step on the yoga mat if it's out. No, you don't. She really wants to step on it too. This is funny fun. Okay, everybody, happy Monday. It is the 2nd of March 2026, and it is Mobility Monday. Today is going to be a combo of stretching and mobility since I did not stream yesterday. Yeah, so I'm just going to try and do both because I do want to do mobility regardless, but y'all know I like to do Sunday stretching because it gets you ready for mobility. So I don't recommend just hopping straight into mobility if you haven't stretched, which is pretty common. People say stretch before you do your exercise, or stretch before you go to the gym, or stretch before you play your sport, you know, whatever it might be. So the same thing is true with mobility, but I guess in this case, I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of a free-flowy stretching combo of movements. I do have some music going in the background, and it's sort of like a, I don't know, 80s trance. That's what it feels like. I don't know. I stopped paying attention to the name of genres in EDM in like maybe 2019 or so. And I just remember thinking like, oh my gosh, there's so many different kinds, and I know what these kinds are because I listen to it, but like would I know if I wasn't someone that listens to it all the time? And when I stopped listening to electronic music as much for probably like a few years, and then now I've seen like the little music charts that they have, they're like, oh, this is the genre, and I'm like, one, I can't even understand how you put those words together. It's like, you know, obviously things build over time, so it's like trap house or something. You have to know what both of those things are to understand the concept, right? And so it's just like all these different things, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I have no idea what you're saying. I have no idea what that is. But you know, I guess it's just part of being older. Like, things are always growing, evolving, expanding, and if you don't keep track of it, you will eventually be running the outdated version of something. Which I think is interesting, because I mean, obviously there's things where it's like, you know, knowledge is knowledge, and you accumulate what you have. But it does get to a point where your knowledge can become somewhat obsolete. Like, imagine never learning anything else about computers after like 2000. Like, your knowledge would be useless. Even if you were really good with what you were doing then. You could have been the best at what you were doing then. But if you stopped learning at that point, you would be useless now in that field. And it feels the same with like every other part of life. Where it's just like, people feel like they have an idea of what something is supposed to be. A lot of times, you know, this is the performative side of people, you know, they do the I'm faking it till I make it, which, you know, I get it, like, manifestations happen faster when you can physically feel yourself in those environments. But it doesn't mean creating this idea of what you think it's going to be like to the point where you're limiting the possibilities, right? There's a million ways to be rich, but a lot of times when you ask people to display, and I always say this because you don't ask people to do this, just like, oh, I want to look like I have money. Like, it's always almost just the negative aspects of what it would be like to have money. And it's like, of all the things you could perform, you perform the worst characteristics of what it would look like to be successful. I don't understand that. gatekeeping is another thing like that. It's like your job is to provide access to something for the field to expand, for there to be growth in this whatever it may be, right? But rather than allowing the best things to come in to make that field grow, you say, I want to be able to control the way the growth looks, therefore I'm not going to allow the growth to happen as it does naturally. In that natural way, again, it's not like something you can predict, like, it's so frustrating. I mean, it's the same with art too, right? Like, I said this before about like the Nutcracker, and it's just like you can literally make it however you want, but so many people just get so rigid in their understanding of how to do something that they can't even fathom letting something happen naturally and watching it be better than what they could have come up with on their own. You know, like imagine if someone was like, oh, I can draw a better sunset. Can you imagine? Great, okay. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. You're not gonna out sunset a sunset. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there's gonna be some really crappy sunsets out there. Don't get me wrong. There's gonna be one drawing of a sunset that's better than the actual sunset, but realistically, I'd rather be able to see the actual sunset than look at a picture of it. I need to water my plants. My planties. They're not doing too bad, honestly. I mean, I think I told y'all about my biggest plant. It's this, man, I feel so bad for it. But like literally, this plant, I got it, it was maybe like 3 feet tall when I got it. And it was over 8 feet tall when I brought it here. And it was so heavy that, one, I didn't move it, the movers moved it. But when I tried to move it, I pulled it outside because everything they brought inside. I was able to drag it outside because this is just the ground, right? So just literally pulled it straight outside, just dragged it straight out. That was good. And everything looked like it was going to be okay, except for the fact that it was literally freezing outside. And this thing has been inside its whole life, so I feel so bad for it. There's literally no sun for it here. Like it's too big to try and to survive with this partial corner window. Because like this whole thing is a window, like the whole wall. It's like a sliding door window thing, but I don't have it open all day. And if I did, I would still have the plant like literally in the middle of the doorway just to get the sun. Like putting it in this corner would not have been enough for it. And it would have taken up the whole space. Woo. So yeah, so I put it outside and it looked like it was doing okay. And then the wind started getting really rough. So that's not good, right? A couple of the like tallest leaves of course broke, which was sad, and I like bought one of those like little hook thingies to hold it all together. That didn't really do anything. So it's just like, sadly, it looks like it's slowly dying, but it's like, what else am I supposed to do? Because one, I tried to bring it inside. I was like, fuck it, I'll just bring it in and like it'll only be a couple of months and I can save it. It was literally too heavy for me to lift it. I couldn't lift it. I could only pull it down, but I couldn't lift it up. So it was like, literally can't move it. Back inside, and yeah, now I'm just like, it is getting warmer, but at this point I don't even know if it's worth. I mean, I'm gonna keep trying to keep it alive, obviously. I'm not gonna be like, oh, too bad, but it went from being over 8 feet tall to now I'm scared to look at it because it just feels like I've done it dirty. It was like, what can I do? And I like try to give it to one of my friends. My friend was like, oh yeah, I want a plant. So I had a bunch of plants, you know. And he has a tattoo shop. And he's like, oh, I'm moving my tattoo shop to a different location. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like it'll be like a nice little like, you know, welcoming new space, new studio present or whatever. And I hit him up. And he still hadn't moved to his studio. And then same thing, I'm like, well, even if you want it, I personally can't lift it. It's too big for my car, which means it's probably too big for your car because I have an SUV. And yeah, you have to like literally like tilt it over to the side to even get it into a standard car. And it would, I mean, at this point, it might fit more into a car, but a truck would probably be the only way because of how heavy it is and how wide it is. But yeah, it is getting warmer. There's a chance. There's a chance I'll be able to save it. Oh, this feels really nice on my hip, like lower back hip area. I don't even like, I don't know if you can tell what it looks like from there. I wouldn't be going lower if I could, but I can't, so. Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, get it. No, switch sides. Ooh. My ankles are popping. But yeah, other than that, oh, what a world we live in. I just feel so like, I don't want to say overwhelmed because obviously it's not happening to me directly. And I mean, the worst isn't happening to me directly. Like part of me is like, you know, oh my gosh, like this is public knowledge and people are going to be upset and it's going to change things and things are going to get better. And obviously, and I said this, like I don't think everything's going to change. People are going to make that big of a push to have these things done, but it's just like watching it unfold in real time as people just kind of like don't care at all. And it's weird because it's like, and maybe this is why I'm not allowed to be a teacher anymore, right? Like they weed out the people that will have you think and like, I don't want to say revolt because I'm not saying I would lead a revolution. I don't give myself that kind of credit at all. I like to keep myself as contained as possible so I can stay alive. But it just feels like the fact that people are just like, oh yeah, like all these horrible things are going on. Everyone that you are listening to as far as leadership is concerned is actually responsible for the most atrocious crimes that you've probably ever heard of. But go ahead and keep going to work and paying for everything like life is normal. And it's like, at what point do we say, why are we doing this? Right? Maybe we all are just like, well, I'm gonna go home. You know, and I'm saying that from my house where I've been like this for years now, but that's like the mindset I would have regardless, like even while I'm teaching. It's just kind of like, so what are we gonna do now? Like, that's like someone telling you that your house is on fire as you're hopping into the shower. And it's like, are you just gonna keep getting into the shower and be like, well, you know, I won't catch on fire in here. Like, what? Which is even the case, right? Like, I don't know. It feels very weird to just like, because I know what I've been through and I'm still processing it being real, right? Like, I keep telling people, I'm really grateful for the Epstein file releases because there is so much of me that is still in denial about it. It's like, this can't be real. This can't be real. And it's like, the only reason why I almost have to convince myself, I have to like remind myself it's real because of the facts. And it's like at the end of the day, like your life is literally in danger whether you want to believe it or not. Like there were drugs found in your system, like whether you want to believe it or not. Like your house has been broken into, your camera's been stolen. Like these things have been happening to you for years, and they're not coincidences. And as much as people have tried to convince you that you are the problem and that it's all in your head, that's not what the actual evidence shows. And if you want it to change, you have to do something about it, right? So I've been processing that on my own, obviously on camera, from time to time. And having the Epstein files come out, it's kind of like, oh my gosh. It really is real, one. So that's the thing. It's like, okay. Yeah, alright. Like, cause it's not comforting to know that there's something wrong with you, but it is comforting to know that other people would understand, if that makes sense. So like not having someone understand what's going on and it kind of being all on you, it's almost like it's way more work because it's like now you're not just trying to understand it for yourself, you're also trying to like potentially help other people understand, right? Just so that you can survive and not be like attacked. But then you find out there are like way worse things happening, which obviously there's gonna be worse things happening than what has happened to me. But it's just like, damn, if I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and going through what I'm going through, and I haven't had half as many experiences with these people that are connected to these like mega celebrities and like, royalty and all this stuff, it's just like, who's gonna fucking do something about this shit? Because like, it really is the people in charge that are calling the shots, you know. And I always, you know, I like make jokes about that because I've been an authoritative figure for a very long time, and people always like, one, people don't believe me, right? One, it doesn't seem like it is when you're a teacher and you teach like high school kids, like you have like a lot of control over their outcomes in school, and it literally is based off of what you're saying. Like, oh, like everybody needs to stand in the hallway and everybody has to listen to you, and it's like to have that kind of power over anybody where they just blindly trust you. And I won't say blindly because obviously I had to like qualify to get the position and stuff, but it's just like to find out that that person's like leading you off a cliff, like at some point you have to be able to be like, nah, like you're wrong, you know, like I'm still just a human. If my kids wouldn't recognize something, like I'm not doing my job, right? Like we're all human at the end of the day. It's just making each other all better together. What part of that is making us better? I don't know. Okay. Let's see here. What do I want to do? I put on my socks, my yoga socks, but they're still slipping on the mat. And I don't want to take them off because I'm wearing shorts and I don't want to be too cold. I'll just drop my knee for now, since I haven't stretched yet. Hello! I can see that you said something because you used emojis, and I appreciate that. I can't read it though, because my phone is only a few inches big. That means the text is smaller than a fingernail. But, hi, and welcome to my living room. Some of it, anyway. I will never put my whole place on camera again. I actually don't know why I did that. You know, I think the only reason why I was okay with my whole place being on camera, collectively, not like all at once, right? If you like went through the footage, you could piece together my place. I think the only reason why I was okay with it back then is because I had so many windows. It was like my neighbors could see into my place whenever they wanted, so I was like, you know, might as well let the rest of the world in to see too. I don't know. I did like my place though. It wasn't like I was hiding anything. Whereas here, I feel like I still haven't finished the tile in the kitchen. little things. I don't know. I need to water my plants.
This actually feels really nice on my back. It might look like I'm just dancing, but I am doing mobility.
I'm gonna switch over to a deep lunge to the left side of my body here. My days have been getting so mixed up now. I'm not gonna lie. I knew it was Sunday yesterday, but it also didn't. It felt like it was like a Wednesday or something, and I was just kind of like, meh. I could have forced myself to stream, but you know, I'll follow my own philosophy, and it just felt off. Something felt off about streaming yesterday. But yeah, switching now, deep lunge to the right side. I still haven't played any music here yet. And by playing music, I mean use my guitar. I feel like it's gonna be totally different now that I have my actual neighbors. We can be like, oh, that bitch sucks. But they also might be like good pressure. Like, oh gosh, they can hear me. I have to actually like try. We'll see. We're not parking now. I think she's hungry. She didn't have food in her bowl, but she had food in her bowl this morning, so I was like, oh, she doesn't need food until later. But now I think she's like, oh, well, there's no food. So I'm gonna lie. I don't think she would have eaten it if it was there. I know. Still have like 30 minutes. Oh. I keep forgetting to get her nails cut. I really need to like make an appointment. I can't, that's the problem, is that I can't make an appointment. If I can make an appointment, it'd be easy. But the only way you can do an appointment for nails is if you also do the grooming with it. If I just want to get just her nails done, I have to walk in physically and ask them if they have any availability, and then they're like, "Oh, we can do it in like 40 minutes." And it's like, so I'm just gonna wait for 40 minutes and come back like, so yeah. Guess it's the price you pay for not wanting to look anywhere else.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a couple of those like lifts. I'm gonna try and do 20s. I'm gonna do sets of 20 from here on out. I feel like my legs are warmed up enough to be able to do some more mobility based, more ability focused activities now. So the first half was sort of a lower body stretch. Second half, move into the mobility. I also want to use my foam roller today, and I brought out the blocks and a strap. I don't think I used a strap. I was kind of being a little ambitious when I grabbed it.
Okay, 20 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Down. Hold for a second. Come up on one leg. Make sure this is comfortable enough. My knee. 20 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm just rotating back and forth between sides to give my knee a break on each side. 'Cause I'm gonna do Pilates on Thursday, so I'm gonna try to avoid my Pilates moves today. That's what I naturally gravitate towards wanting to do. Let's do I've been needing to open up my lower back or my upper back more. And what I do, because my bed's high enough off the ground, I lay on my back off the edge of my bed and I let my neck and my thoracic area kind of bend over the edge of the bed, so I get that low curve and gravity as well. It helps a lot. But I've been meaning to use a foam roller, so even though this might not look very entertaining, it should be helpful in that area. Keeping my hands up is going to give me a different stretch as opposed to if I have it down at my sides or to the side, so just pay attention to that. Also, this is one of those things where, at least for me, my back is very tense and I don't notice it is for the first minute or so, and then all of a sudden everything around my back will relax. And I'm like, oh, I was tense the whole time. So if you're holding this for less than a minute, you're probably not even feeling any of the benefits. Let your body actually completely relax around the roller.
once you feel enough relaxation around your back that you're not tense in that spot and you're not feeling any stretch, or if you feel like you're ready to move, I like to think of my foam roller as pushing the tension all the way up out of my shoulders or all the way down through my lower back and out. So like halfway point for me, like the lumbar region is like L7. Anything before is going up towards my shoulders, anything after is going down away from my back. So in this case, I'm trying to work out my thoracic region more. So I'm going to use my back to kind of roll forward onto the roller. So now it's like 4 inches higher up on my back than it was before. And then I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to let it relax, let my back relax around this. And actually, okay. Just want to make sure I'm straight. It's a really positive thing about having the lines on this mat is that I always know if it's straight or not. Okay, so yeah, same thing. Allow your back to relax. I just went up like a couple of inches. Not like a big difference, although if you're really trying to get deep stretching into your back, the longer you hold and the slower you move. I've done it before. I think I talked about it on stream, but I did it for like an hour and I just like slowly moved up my back, like so slow, and it felt like I got like a deep tissue massage. It was so nice, but it took a very long time. And it wasn't until like I was halfway through that I realized what I was doing, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, it felt so nice. So, but again, it's that slow progression of moving it either up through, out of your shoulders or out through your lower back. So don't try and just do like a rolling pin where you're just going back and forth and you're never going to get anything out that way. I could lay like this forever, but I know it's super boring. Okay. Well, just know that even though it doesn't look like you're moving much, because you're laying on your back, you're using the foam roller, doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it's not movement. Your spine is honestly one of the most important parts of your body because it is protecting your spinal cord, which is connected to fucking everything. So if that's all conjunct and messed up, everything else is just gonna be kind of haywire. And I just pictured in my head the electric wiring in Thailand. I don't know why. Okay.
spine movement now. Ugh. I have to do this very slow to start because that was a different type of. Come on now. Don't do this. Why you gotta be needy right now? Anyways, I'm easing into this one because I feel like I haven't, like I was bending my spine a different way. Supine twists. Okay. So now that I'm kind of just a little bit loosened, I'm actually going to twist and hold, which I could be doing a different stretch, but this is actually, so there's two ways you can, there's more than one way, obviously there's a ton of ways you can do this, but keeping your spine straight, your hips square is a really good way to tap in with your spine, but it's also good to be able to completely twist out, which means my sit bones are completely on the ground. But I'm avoiding that one because right now it feels nice to just be on my ankles like this because I don't really get a lot of ankle stretches in. So yeah. No, I do need to sit down, and here's why. Because when I'm doing this one, if I'm sitting on my feet, I can't reach the ground. And I need to be able to reach the ground in order to really like pull back. I don't know if I'm supposed to be pulling back, but it feels like I'm getting a deeper stretch when I do that. So crossing my right ankle over my left knee, putting the inside of my elbow into my knee here, and then turning back, keeping my chest up. When I do this way, I feel like, I know I might be leaning back a little bit, but because I have the ability to lean back, I'm actually allowing my back to fully release into the stretch versus to be like holding myself up and stretching. It'd be so funny if it was like actually Tuesday at 5. I never really checked when I start streaming. I think I'm good on the times now. I'm pretty sure it's 11 on Sundays, 3 on Mondays, and 5 on Thursdays. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it's what it is. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of a puppy pat. A little bit of a puppy pat. Go on now. Go on. I'm gonna do some rotations here. This is actually really good for my spine and tailbone alignment, realigning my tailbone for those of you that have lordosis. Just going back and forth between these two is like, I can feel this one dramatically. And I don't know if it's just me or if it just really is a really good one for that, but, and I've never looked it up, honestly. It's just, I can really look at she doing. Can I please have my space? Damn, Zoe. Can I get room?
like I was saying, I've never looked this one up as far as like what it specifically helps with, but for me, I can feel it pretty much instantly. And it's not like, I mean, it sounds a little concerning, but it does feel like it's actually like kind of like a crunch, like not crunching, but like that's the closest way I can describe it. Like I can feel it actually move, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm doing something. So maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, but I feel like movement is a good thing. Because if it's super still, super tight in my hips, then something's wrong. But yeah, this one, it seems very simple, but it feels very much impactful in my lower back. And I am like holding my knee with my hands. I'm not just like bringing it up, like I'm actually kind of grabbing it. Hold that very low. Dog wants barking. Oh, oh, she turned around as soon as she saw me get up. Telepathically. Okay. What else? She's just gonna stand at the door. She does this thing where it's like she wants me to come to the door, but if I don't come to the door when she wants me to come to the door, which is like a 30-second window, then she'll wait for me to come to the door and then walk away. So she can be like, oh, you had me waiting, I'm gonna have you waiting. And it's like, I'm literally not doing it on purpose. So that's what she did just now. But little does she know, I'm not waiting for her, I'm already here. Okay. Let's do... I want to do some of the inverted knee ones. That was one. Triangle. Don't step on my neck. She's like, but I have to.
like even just one paw. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to get better at these inverted knee stretches for my hips. I was never really working these before. But basically, like tapping, which some people can do. I can't even bring my legs out wide enough, but like bringing them in like this. So here, tap. Donut. It's way too late to find good donuts now. I'm actually a very big donut fan. I'm ashamed to say it, but like I think about like the sweets. If you ever be like, oh, dessert. Like even though donut is technically a breakfast item, it's like it should be considered a dessert. It's a cake. It's a cake. But yeah, it just feels like. It's pastry. It's a cake. I'm defining it myself. I've never actually looked it up, but I feel like it should be defined as a cake because of the type of dough that it's made of. At least cake donuts. Anyways, now I want a donut. And I always want donuts. Like, I like good donuts. And usually the good donut places, they don't even make donuts after like 9 a.m. And if they're really good, they're sold out by noon. So, it's like, chances of me getting a good donut are so low. Even on a good day. Okay. Wow, what a way to end mobility my day, feeding for a donut. And I had donuts like a couple days ago too. They were good. And that's why I want more. But yeah, when am I gonna get a donut at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? On Monday. Nowhere. Because even like Krispy Kreme, like, no offense to Krispy Kreme, but I feel like it's not good if it's not fresh. If you don't get a Krispy Kreme within the first few hours of it coming out of the oven, you might as well just wait till the next day or whatever they're gonna make for it. It's just a regular deli donut at that point. Yeah. Anyways, it's my philosophy on donuts, everybody. I'm a big time maple bacon person. I love maple pretty much anything. I even put maple in my cinnamon rolls. Like if I make cinnamon rolls at home, especially like I used to teach a culinary arts class where cinnamon rolls was like one of the first things we did. It was like slow guys dough, and it was always maple frosting as an option, which is like I don't think people really consider that when they have cinnamon rolls, but maple is very easy to add into things and enhance the flavor. So yeah. I'll probably just be thinking about donuts for the next who knows how long. I'm not even dressed. I was gonna say I'm already dressed, I might as well go look for donuts, but that would be so weird. I don't leave my house for a damn thing. Mostly out of safety, but when I do leave, it's gonna be for a donut at 4 p.m. Anyways, y'all, have a good rest of your week. I will see you on Thursday.